Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here in my backyard because guess what? We have that Toyota minivan that many people have been talking about. This is that redesigned 2021 Toyota Sienna. Our particular one is a limited trim, but before we get into this family hauler of all sorts, let's talk about what's going on here. The Sienna. It's been around since 1998, if you could believe that. And there was once upon a time where minivans were the go-to for families worldwide to get that great versatile transportation. Then something happened. SUVs took over the auto industry, and now it's just not the coolest thing to have a minivan anymore. Maybe it was never cool to have a minivan, but Toyota wants to change that with the Sienna. You're gonna have all new sheet metal on the outside, some special technology touches, and of course that great Toyota reliability. Now what I want to do is I want to take this limited Sienna and I want to compare it to the other new kid on the block, totally new, the Kia Carnival. Getting a lot of attention. There's some similarities, there's some differences, but both of them are on that minivan platform. Even though Kia calls theirs an MPV, I want to find out, is the Sienna the one to get over the Kia Carnival? Let's go ahead with our limited and find out. Right off the bat, the styling. Like I said, new for 2021, and what they did was they took styling from a very famous Japanese bullet train to actually utilize in this minivan, which is kind of unique. Now, starting at the front of the business, you're gonna get that unique headlight design shape from Toyota. If you look at a Corolla, if you look at a Camry, if you look at a CHR, very, very angular, very sharp, the way it integrates into the front fascia. You're gonna get LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights. Have those illuminated for you. You can see how they sculpted the bodywork. You're gonna have LED fog lamps down below on the limited trim, some nice brush aluminum, and you even have a flat black splitter that extends out for aerodynamic efficiency. Now, when we come across the front of the new Sienna, much different than where we started back in 1998 for sure. You're gonna have some gloss black, that Toyota badge, and the reason why I really wanna point out the Toyota badge to you is because of the blue halo around it. Remember, blue means hybrid. Siennas are all hybrid vehicles. They are also all-wheel drive. Compare that to the Carnival. Carnival can't touch it. You can't get a Carnival as a hybrid, and you cannot get a Carnival with all-wheel drive. So something to think about. But you'll see that styling, like I said, that they took from that very famous Japanese bullet train. You have this metallic gunmetal gray finish, functionality up top, down below. I do like the way they extended the front fascia down with that little lip splitter that goes all the way across, but it's gonna be one of those things. I think from the front, overall design, the Carnival kind of suits my taste a little bit more. Let me know what you think. Are you digging the front of the Sienna, or are you a Carnival kind of person as well? Put it in the comments. But as we get up onto the hood, very, very simple design, comes down to that gloss black, and then everything kind of curves towards the A-pillars. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. Now, I know when we talk Carnival, you could go from 17-inch wheel all the way up to 20-inch wheel. On our limited trim of a Sienna, this is what we're working with. So you have this nice bright aluminum finish wheel. This is an 18-inch wheel. It's got almost like this frosted texture that kind of gives it some unique element design. The rest of it is a hand-polished aluminum finish, 235 on the width, a meaty 60 series sidewall, and like I said, all-wheel drive, power getting to the ground, all four wheels. Now, as we go down the side fender, I like the way they took the body line and brought it into the actual fender without sticking anything on. You do have your hybrid badge. I like the way they placed it, nice and low, with that body line that is actually gonna come all the way down the side of the vehicle. You have a nice gloss black extension on the side sill. That helps with aerodynamic efficiency. We got color matched on the mirror caps, bright shiny metalwork only on the top. And then you'll notice we also have these very tasteful raised roof rails that also have an aluminum finish. Now, side of the vehicle, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Carnival definitely has some good touches. The one thing I really love styling-wise about the Sienna is right here. Look at the way they take the body line. They almost do like a flared fender. This design actually mimics what's on the Toyota Supra. And if you think I'm crazy, look at a 2021 Toyota Supra. By the way, I am crazy. I used to be a high school teacher. But secondly, you'll see that body line, very unique. And if you compare this to, say, the Odyssey or the Pacifica, this is really where you see a lot of nice character to the side of the vehicle. Flat black, which I know a lot of people with the Carnival didn't like that aluminum finish, so it's got flat black here. I love the way they hide the track for the side door. Did a way better job than on the Carnival, but really digging what they did on the side of the bodywork. And the way they take the trim and just kind of boomerang it down, very nicely done. Coming to the rear of the vehicle, you do have a shorty spoiler. I wish it extended off the back, because you know what I'm gonna say, right? Tuck that underneath. If it just came off a little bit more, you could tuck that underneath, but you have your redesigned LED taillights. I like the way you see how, I'm telling you, from the back, remember how I was saying Supra? Look at the taillights on a Supra, the way it falls down into the bodywork. It's not meant to look like a fake vent. I think that right there definitely wins hands down over the Carnival. You got your Sienna badge, limited trim with hybrid once again to let everybody know what's going on with the new Sienna. Some gloss black, and then you're gonna have an exhaust pipe over here, which it would have been nice if they would have tucked this up a little bit further underneath, just to kind of clean everything up. But you know what? New style outside. Let's go pop the hood and see that hybrid power plant. All right, guys, we got the hood open. You do have a prop rod, and I am gonna zonk that on a limited trim. Underneath the hood, though, we are getting that hybrid power plant. So what do we get when we go Sienna? You're getting a 2.5 liter inline 4 naturally aspirated engine that's paired to 3 electric motors, 2 up front and 1 out on the rear for the rear wheels. That gives us our all-wheel drive, a combined 245 horsepower. It is mated to a CVT transmission. 0 to 60, 7.7 seconds, top speed 116 miles an hour. It does weigh 4,821 pounds, where it's going to destroy the Carnival, the Odyssey, and the Pacifica are MPGs. 36 in the city, 35 on the highway. Let me know what you think about it only being available as a hybrid with the all-wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the inside, because the Sienna has some big changes for you to see. All right, guys, we're trying to make minivans cool again, if they ever were cool. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I have seen the benefits. You have shown me the benefits. You showed me the light. And I understand what I can get if I go the minivan route. I'm gonna call them MPVs like Kia does. How much is this Toyota Sienna? Because it's close between the Sienna and the Carnival for me. So I'm glad you're kind of comparing these two. How much is this one? So limited trim, which remember, Platinum is the highest trim. Limited trim is right around $48,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Let's go to the door panel. So you're gonna get a nice multi-color motif. Not my favorite. I do like the door panel better on the Carnival, but you're getting soft touch material up top. It's a beige color, but then they went tan with the armrest, so I'm a little confused by that. But the armrest is a nice material as well. You'll also notice that wood style trim around the switch gear. They actually took that from the decks of sailboats. So they actually took a lot of boating theme from the outside of ships and brought it to the inside of this ship. You do have a wonderful Twinkie tray in the center there. And then down below, you have one of the best door pocket organizers I've ever seen. 2 bottles of Pepsi Clear and a bag of Cheetos, small bag of Cheetos you could put in that little notch there. Now going from the door panel to the dash, same story. Soft touch material. This is a little bit harder, but it has that different color to break everything up. I do like the silver trim. There's more of that wood style finish. Looking really clean, something different. Lots of space here. You could easily put 4 king-size Snickers. They got a wireless charging pad for you underneath the infotainment system. And since we're talking about infotainment system, feast your eyes on that. That's a 9-inch infotainment system screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and navigation. I like the Carnival system better, the way it's integrated, but this thing has a nice large size, easy to see, easy to get to. It just has a lot of extra material I feel like it doesn't really need, but I'm glad that it has all the controls, knobs, buttons, and everything else. Throw it into reverse, it takes up the whole 9 inches. Very nice with trajectory. And then you're gonna get your dual climate control, easy to use. I like the toggle switches, ventilated seats and heated seats. You got your power on button because remember, we are in a hybrid, and there is a USB port over here in case somebody's hogging the wireless charger. You could just close that right up. There's more of that wood trim. This is going to control the CVT. You do have full EV mode, your different driving modes, 2 cup holders. Here is your unique Sienna key fob. Open up the side doors, lock them, blast your red horn, flip it around, smooth. Underneath, you easily could put a 10-pound bag of Idaho potatoes. Or you could go sweet potatoes, and you got a 12-volt, lots of room, a purse, a merce, a satchel, a satchel, or a satchel if you got one of those. Whatever you got, plenty of room. This is that bridge system. I love all the little compartments. 2 cup holders, closes very nice. They even give you some soft material on the armrest because watch this. Boom. Enough space for 2 Twinkies, 2 boxes of Twinkies, not just one. And there's a USB-C and a USB. Close that up, soft. The seats, it's a darker tan, not the sexiest, but they are very comfortable. I love the perforated material, the bolstering, electric assist for the passenger and the driver. And you do have a standard size sunroof, and you also have a digital rear view mirror. Not getting that on the Carnival. You get it on the Sienna, and then you can flip it back and just stare at yourself and say, man, why did I have so many kids? But anyways, why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of the Sienna Limited. All right, guys, business time. You do have 2 memory seat settings. There's your electric seat controls for the driver, just like on the passenger side. And remember, you are getting that optional JBL sound system to give you nice, clear tunes. Steering wheel, it's a little bit bland, but I do like the leather that they used on the wheel itself. 2 different types of leather. Boring horn button. I don't like the Toyota horn buttons, but they put a little bit of gloss black, flat black. There's no paddles or anything like that. Electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then one thing you're probably not going to like is that there's no full digital display. You do have your charge power gauge that's analog, speedometer's analog, and then you have that digital display in the center that is 7 inches in size to give you all your fuel savings readouts. Because remember, as a hybrid, that's really where you're going to save, is at the pump. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to that mid-row and see if your kids are going to be happy or if they're going to make your life a living hell. All right, guys, back seat time in the mid-row of the Sienna. And as you can see, you're going to be getting those great lounge chairs. Not as fancy as the Carnival, but remember, on the Carnival, you got to go SX Prestige. They are comfortable. You do have these small captain's chairs armrests. I wish they would make these just a little bit thicker, for God's sakes. They must be short on material or something to not make them any thicker. But you do have actually one on each side, which is kind of nice. Really allow you to just sit here and just chill. Chilling like a villain. I'm not even going to move. I'm going to make Lori do all the heavy work. Backs of the seats, you get a nice large pocket there. Easily put an abacus, a tennis racket, maybe even a chess board and some chess pieces. Mid area here, you're going to have your USBs. I'm reaching forward. USB, USB-C. Then down below, you got a Twinkie tray and 2 cup holders, a home power source, and that HDMI port. And I'll show you what that's all about. Close that up. I have my own pocket. Of course, you're going to get the wireless. Look at that, Toyota branded. Nice. Why do you need this? Are they earmuffs? No. It's because of this bad boy right here. We got 11.6 inch, almost 12 inches of visual pleasure entertainment for your rear seat passengers. AC controls are mounted up top. You got your AC vents also mounted up top. But I'm telling you right now, these seats are phenomenal when it comes to just being able to lounge and watch a movie. I want to watch some Fast and Furious right about now. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the 3rd row and see if those passengers are going to be just as happy in the Sienna. All right, guys, 3rd row in the minivan. This is where the minivan wins hands down. I think for interior room, the Carnival might be coming out on top. But if you notice, my knees are not up in my mouth. So you could have somebody 6 feet tall sitting back here, plenty of headroom. You got your AC vents. I have a USB, USB-C, and volume control to where I could plug in my headset so that I could watch Land Before Time You know, many people think minivans are extinct. No. So watch Land Before Time, maybe A Bug's Life, maybe A Little Mermaid. I don't know. Sing along. But sitting back here actually feels really good. You got 2 little cup holders. And other than that, plenty of space. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the cargo area and see where the minivan kicks an SUV's butt. All right, guys, time for that cargo area. And this is where any minivan is going to win hands down over any SUV. I don't even care if you got a Chevy Suburban from 1988. This has more room. Push the button. Nice electric assist. It's a little bit on the slow to medium range, but you know what? Eventually gets up to that position. You literally have 34 cubic inch bathtub. It would be so cool if they would put a drain plug in here and plastic. You could use this as a kiddie pool in the back of the Sienna. You also have, if you go to Costco, get that supersized bag of Lay's potato chips. That's for the road trip emergencies. You can option, it does not have a spare. You can option a spare instead of that massive cubby over there if that's what you want to do. But to put the seats down, it's easy peasy. You're just going to go ahead and follow the directions. So simple. Watch what we're going to do. So if you want to put the seat down, easy peasy. Now you're probably saying, well, how do we get it down into that little bathtub area? Boom. Boom. There, you just maximized out more space. Now, once you put those seats down, you're looking at 75.2 cubic feet of space. Fold the mid-row down, you're looking at 101 cubic feet of space. You do have a nice home power source over here, going to the beach, going to, you know, tailgating. Also, I want Lori to show off for the 3rd row. You got your USBs and USB-Cs, cup holders, plus volume control for that beautiful rear entertainment unit, which we showed you in the mid-row. So nice to have that flexibility as well. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. We got a soccer game to take the kids to that we don't have, so let's go ahead, go on throttle, and get them there. All right, guys, we're in the 2021 Sienna Limited trim. I do have it in sport mode. Remember, you do have different modes. Sport, of course, there's normal, and that full eco mode. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in sport, because that's how we like to do it on Raity's Rides. But right away, just a very smooth, comfortable ride. You are gonna get that sensation of the on and off of the 2.5 liter inline 4 engine, but really nothing too crazy where it's off-putting when it engages and when it does not engage. But getting to the infotainment system, really well laid out. It may not be the sexiest when you compare it to the Carnival, but it's very, very easy to use, well within reach. You got all your AC controls nicely sorted out. And then there's just so much space in here. It's like I almost want to go to the store to buy more snacks because there's that much space to store the snacks in this Sienna. You do have that digital rear view mirror, which is a very nice touch, and lots of headroom, which also makes it very comfortable. All right, guys, driving down the road, like I was saying, I think the steering has a nice light feel to it. And the sound deadening material that they use on this limited trim is phenomenal. But let's go ahead, let's go on throttle. Slow roll, on throttle, here we go. Interesting experience on Raity's Rides, just what you see and what you get. But obviously with the CVT, kind of kills the overall driving experience when it comes to overall engagement. You compare this to a Carnival. Carnival's got the 8-speed automatic. The Odyssey has an 8-speed automatic. So something to think about when going the Sienna route is you are having that hybrid capability, but you do have a CVT transmission. Reading the gauges and instrumentation is very, very simple. I like analog stuff, so I'm cool with it. And if you're really jonesing for a digital display, you do have 7 inches of digital pleasure that you could focus your eyes on. Just don't focus too long while you're driving, because you might just drive into something that isn't meant to be driven into, like a tree or a wall. Visibility is great, especially with the digital rear view mirror. I mean, that's a no-brainer when you got your big, tall kids hogging up all that rear window space and you can't see out of the rear window. You can with the Sienna, and that's something that the Carnival does not have. But on throttle, here we go, that all-wheel drive, nice and smooth. Let's get onto the highway here and see how the Sienna does its thing. Now, one thing to be aware of is that there is an electric motor driving the rear wheel. So what that means is that it's sort of like an on-off switch. You are going to get a little bit of slip from the front wheels before those rear wheels are engaged, and depending on what's happening with the surface, it can be a little herky-jerky with the electric motor turning on and off intermittently. So just something to be aware of. But getting on the highway, super easy. But like I said, if you're on throttle with the pedal to the floor, you are going to get that loud drone from the engine because we are CVT equipped. There's no simulated gears or anything like that. And to me, that's definitely a zonk in the driving experience. But comfort, all the technology, your passengers are going to be happy as can be. If they're not, I'll come take them for a ride in my mom's old station wagon, 9-passenger station wagon with nothing in it. And we'll see how much they like that. But getting down the road, easy to drive. It does not feel as big as a minivan as it is. And I'm not saying it's like super large or anything like a Suburban, but it actually feels more compact. And I like that because it makes it easier to drive, great visibility, and just smooth as we're humming down the highway here. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel and understanding of what the Sienna is all about. We're gonna get back to where it all began in my backyard and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day with this Toyota Sienna. Definitely want to thank Zach and the rest of the crew over at Toyota USA for allowing Raity's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Think about it. Think about what you're getting when you go the Sienna route. Comparing that to the Carnival, it's a tough decision. It really is. Let me know which way you would go in the comment section when it comes to the minivan game. But if you want to keep seeing those MPVs, minivans, buses, whatever you want to call them, you want to keep seeing that on Raity's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the first link, become a Raity's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link in the description. Get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. This one, she had to really get every single angle just because there was so much room there. Show Lori some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for being the muscle behind that camera. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.